station na wejina na wa wishi O Soja W happy birthday. I'll say happy birthday to you on behalf of station manager Mr. Becca and our Millicent. Ne ofuriwa meat pie ejumayefo nyina mo golf world station and pay me jina mwanemu I wish W happy birthday Saso and anapay Daddy Bosco, the one and only Daddy Bosco, or say neba eye Gideon Te Mensa Okanse, or a final year student ewo Aquinas and ne udini birthday. So Gideon Te Mensa Okanse, final year student of Aquinas, happy birthday to you from your daddy, the one and only Daddy Bosco, and the rest of the family. Mausi Ankuga of CBG Pokwase branch, happy birthday to you from Rhoda of Filters Unisex Salon Malam. Happy birthday to Mrs. Mary Azuri, aka Miliki Special Indomine, New Botiano. Happy birthday to you. Today marks your 75th birthday, Mrs. Grace Asante Puku. Mrs. Grace Asante Puku of Church of Pentecost, Domain Born Again from the family. Greetings to Madam Ajua Uwusuentri from Mickey the Triple Darling. And Madam Fubi, Minister Arnold Kodwa Asante, on a year and their almost 14th wedding anniversary. But since I'm celebrating Ijaman Bonyumubi, I would the man or celebrate or more wedding anniversary and yabado. Mami fanshim. Inti Minister Arnold Kodwa Asante wo ene woyere Evelyn Asante. Today marks your 14th wedding anniversary. Let me renew your vows for you, okay? Using this music bed from the camp of Ijaman. Back the romance this morning, back into your marriage on the occasion of your 14th wedding anniversary. Minister Kodwa Asante and your wife Evelyn Asante Yamamwa Wariso. Okay, so where did I leave off? This one says, happy birthday to Captain Boateng. Captain Boateng retired of Tema Community 10. May God bless you from Nana Ya Dafo. And me bo enyum we nkwa de me nchia me nua Bema St. Philip. Of course, me name say we neje enyum wete sa ho pa St. Philip anape me chiao. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Anape ya chia Dr. Mensa Mami why. Amazing. Yeah, chia Dr. Mensa Mami. Good morning to you, Uncle Richie of Richie's Plantation, and of course, Ni Tete Mensa Coach the first. It was here. Agro ye de no na ade esa kwantufu me aja ma no work me kura chen wo but me di echire a bibi wo ho ese me kafa aja ma no ye wo no enedue 21st June 1946 ewo Jamaica. Or a reggae musician who released the first album ewo Island Records 1978. But then he became Ijaman Levi after a religious conversion to Rastafari when he was imprisoned from 1972 to 1974. Mijina ni imprisonment no so edi beye me message bi. Ya ehun hia me pa. Okoda efiase e na ode sesan ya ye be friend no Ijaman Levi. Take note of that because no na me begina so there message and pay.
And rip off the knob.
Peace 104.3 FM Sunia Busuya Yebeda Sibium say Yehudonti we feed you da so da Peace 104.3 FM. Sisi Arakasima Edwinu Insia na Premotu. Bibia yedru no senia Peace FM anapa yeta ye no efri adwada de kope mefiada duba kumpe mu sei ya no ya na adwumekwa kese miensa eso yase ema Kofi kumme na wo che brief message na pe ye ne saa tino mede adwumekwa kese ase si yeda ase amede high sense Ghana ena mede sha ase wodofo Ghana fo yasu ensuo ene asu ansa ene ehunu ne emu duru ena mpenifo se wo kodwa mienu a na wo hunu ne eba mpenifo edi ya tunsenie so na afei peniford abaya basobode se ubudin high sense electronic appliances no Hisense the electronic brand of the year, the best electronic brand of the year. Hisense saying the best electronic product of the year. Yameya Dumua Qatar 2022 a year bekwe. Hisense yeni the official sponsors edema the Black Stars for Qatar 2022. Hisense, everyday prices for everyday people. Ejumekwa tosum yenu is kakrabia brebia mesemetro moso anama sorry. Best point savings and loans, best point savings and loans. We say your dream is our business. Ejumekwa tosum yensa best assurance. Best assurance insurance ejumekuo say what the insurance wo car insurance kodan wo mo a Dachibia will send see from the eho and I am a car comprehensive insurance. I may come for the amount I pay. Best assurance. We say your protection is always assured. Until that age me and say this morning I'm going to do things differently. I would start with the message, and then somewhere along the line I will tell you the title of the message. But I'm running a series, though I didn't inform you yesterday. Because yesterday I said the message was entitled It Can Happen to Anyone. And guess what? It's a series that I'm running. And today we're continuing with it. It can happen to anyone. You see, I chose this title for the series I'm running because if I say it can happen to you, it might sound so direct, and I don't think that is fair. Well, me kind of say, in some, and you may be a ebetumi ato obia na esese me kameka ne se asem we ebetumi ato na mesi ni pi eka se ebetumi ato a na sa de na ma na direct dodo inti me generalize no na me nka se it can happen to anyone. Okay, yesterday I said your perception and your attitude towards refugees will change if you realize it can happen to anyone. Say me domesticate no kra se obi a wono a wote na ware ase bibi betumi aba obehun se nipa kro no ese se wo free ono ani fie no wokobo ne ho adwa kakra wo fie bia na tension se ba ne sa obedwene se oh me ma ware de ana me fie de ana me kro mu de ana kra me free mu so de hwie ntumi a mepie. And I cited an example, King David a ondi nkukuo da. When you say King David, no penny or henny a wendi nkukuo da ewa kwano e drubri bia or the 9 SC former one shempaboa every one na himfie. Massa, to be a refugee, this bia you've not given it a second thought. It can happen to you. Your wife go fi cause you say it's better. They say if the kitchen is too hot, just leave. Another place which your perception and your attitude towards it will change when you realize it can happen to anyone is prison. Yeah, this morning I want to talk about ex-convict. Senia wodi weni ehunu obi a wakwada fiase an wahu. Mebe bie wadwene mu kakra. Se ya wo ho a, wo hwe Ghana fo Yesu ban kra ekire se mpenifo ni nyina eye wo mo se. Na me de me den na makofiase nti yensi prison fufuro bia wo Ghana. Ye mpenifo no yesisi schools ye yese menti se Ghana peni bia ka se esese yesi prison fufuro adentia. They think it cannot happen to them. But let me refer you to the title of my message. It can happen to anyone. Beloved, let me ask you, what is your perception and your attitude towards ex-convicts? And I pay we need DMW bisa wasam se uhunu se yesu will be akwede fiase na waba. Nipa no ya na wo de weni ehwe no a den ene koso e wo wadwene mu. This morning I want you to give it a second thought. You see, I just celebrated this reggae icon, I German. Kode Fiasie from 1972 to 74. Into I German or ex-convict. Nenyuma me boy na nyawode. And every year me no ka say the reason why me choose ex-convict and say what did Marcus Garvey. And that 21st June 1929, making exactly 99 years when the whole Marcus Garvey was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Yeah, today, 99 years exactly today, a whole Marcus Garvey was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Marcus Garvey, me bo ni din kra onye webusuani, but what ni din wan beto no. Marcus Garvey no, in Jamaica, he's regarded as a national hero, praised for encouraging a sense of pride and self-worth among Africans. His idea exerted a considerable influence on such movements as Rastafari, the Nation of Islam, Black Power movement, what have you. It's not far-fetched. Yankasa Osajifo Ghana, ye Osajifo Bakope. Osajifo, I will not even bring it into the political limelight. Osajifo Tama, Ushia Neyere, Fatia, wadi awaresem tu nenemono, na enkroma, were ye ex-convicts, but Fatia eji ni proposal no editumu. Some of the big six, ye Kagana Bakosema, some of the big six were ex-convicts, yet they became heroes. Mention the likes of Nelson Mandela. Was an ex-convict, but he became president. Master, I want to remind you to change your perception and your attitude towards ex-convicts, because finding yourself in prison is just a crossing of a thin line. And guess what? It can happen to anyone. Medi yaw kakra se meye akani. Na me tie sa abakosemu say yesi akanfo no say ye nokre dia. I'm not an expert in, ahinsem ne nyoma, but me wo colleague baako your friend Odachi Hene. Me ti din Dachi Hene ne me nim se de to no so keka na se Dachi bia obedi Hene ancha na pay me friend Dachi Hene na mbisa ne se nokre se yesi akanfo no se wakoda fiase da ye de wusi Hene a enye yi ana o se ani. Oh, that is ridiculous. Say ye akanfo no wakoda fiase da ye de wusi Hene enye yi. Sa na Dachi Hene ka kire me. So boa and boa. But then, moving on with my message. The good news that I have to share with you is that if you're a believer, for that matter, if you're a Christian, you must trust the sovereignty of the God that we serve. That wherever you find yourself, God is with you and he knows what he's doing. Let me dwell here a little bit. I want you to sink in. The good news that I have for you, if you're a believer, and for that matter, if you're a Christian, is that you must believe in the sovereignty of the God that we serve. Wherever you find yourself, God is with you and he knows what you're doing. Yami can say, so what you're near what radia. I say utumi hunu say, Bibia eko subiano, embro ana enji insem ewo eradianim. Jidie se bebia obehu ana se bebia obekwaku free bia no orade eka wo ho no no orade no onim nia woye. If he allowed it, he will use it. You see, I'm sharing this with you because some of us need to change our perception about someone who's been to prison, stressing on the fact, bearing in mind that it can happen to anyone. If you're in a key position that you can build a prison today, let's build more prisons. Not because we intend to commit crimes or to be lawless, but it is because to you, me, what will send me to prison? The fact is that it can happen to anyone. And I'm sure there are some people listening to me who thought they would never go to prison. And they would agree with me that, Kofi, that thing, it can happen to anyone. You see, come closer. Let me share something with you. God must have a special place in his heart for prisoners. How else do we explain the frequent mention of prison and prisoners in his word and his admonishment of how to treat them? Menimisa nyankopon na kumemu owo bebi a wesiesie diama omo a ya omo akwada fiase na omo da sokrada efiase. Sentisa aden na ono ne tresem no Ono kra hyɛ nkran sɛnea yɛn si ɛmfɛn treaty ɔmo defiasie no yɛn treaty ɔmo yie. Adentia sanse nyankopɔn nim say it can happen to anyone. He said in Matthew 25:39, God said, I was in prison and you came to visit me. Then the righteous would answer, when did we see you in prison and visit you? Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers of mine, you did to me. You see, this consciousness would have to start with us as individuals before the society will change. But then I tell you, it is easier to change your perception and attitude towards ex-convict when you realize it can happen to anyone. It can happen to anyone. You see, I want you to answer me sincerely as I begin to wrap up. My time is almost up. I want you to answer me this question sincerely. Will you accept the ministry of an evangelist or a pastor who is an ex-convict? Anya bia sa wo share osofo bia na obi konkonse ni ka cho say sofo we kura wakode fiase pen obekọ na sorry obetie ni nkyerɛkyerɛ na obeje ni mpaibo. Will you accept the ministry of a pastor or evangelist who is an ex-convict? Be very sincere with me. I'll go and read your answer on Facebook. Beloved, as I bring my message to an end, this is what I want to share with you. Majority of prisoners mentioned in the Bible were not rebels, but rather saints who were cast into prison as a result of their faithful witness. Check the Bible, read it well. Next time you pick up the Bible, look out for prisoners in the Bible. Majority of prisoners mentioned in the Bible, they were not rebels, but rather saints cast into prison as a result of their faithful witness. I'll mention a few prisoners in the Bible. The first recorded prisoner in the Bible is Joseph. Bonnie Ben na Joseph yeah. And so Joseph free prison, no. Okoye mampeni abedi chiri. The first was Joseph, the last was Apostle Paul. And to mention a few, we have the likes of Samson. Itutu neni yedini tu fiasie. Osuboni John the Baptist. Yedini tu fiasie. Apostle Peter, senior apostle, yedini tu fiasie. Silas, yedini tu fiasie. Paul, or the fiasie chair ye chen ubia. And the emperor dodua. Womungina de muno. Paul at the fiasie dodua chen ubia. Beloved, we need to be aware of this. Factors or things that send one to prison are numerous, and they are a lot. And nyoma edi nipa eko free efiasie no edoso. Yeah. Even krapo no yedi na asem no a yesi na asem onye dentine ya convict no. Untumi nhunu say no kra ne yegina so say ye kontompo na obi twa ye o. Nti so obi koda fiasie a nyoma edi nipa ko fiasie no edoso. Nti na wo ho a unhunu obi a wakoda fiasie a menka se me asem we ntumi. It can happen to anyone. Do you scorn prisoners or ex-convict? Now, maybe you have not thought about this. Most of the New Testament was not just written by ex-convicts, that is Peter and Paul, but rather most of the New Covenant or the New Testament was written in prison, or we had it from prison. So we pay a powerful for no pa and the charismatic for no more than most pay New Testament. New Testament no omo churo ye no dodo Peter or ye ex-convict. Ni power churo Old Testament no dodo pa Paul. Now Paul did the cry there. Oh churo ni a wo ko to a we dey bind the devil no. Now Paul no the fiasie na na wo churo New Testament no. If you're a Christian, beloved, no matter where you find yourself, I want you to know the Lord is still with you. You must trust him because he knows what he's doing. Tomorrow, I'll bring you a message entitled, He Knows What He's Doing. Still, we are on the series, it can happen to anyone. Thank you so much for listening to my message this morning. It was brought to you courtesy Best Point Savings and Loans. We say your dream is our business. Best Assurance, we say your protection is always assured. And Hisense, the electronic brand of the year. Hisense, electronic product of the year. Hisense, the official sponsor for the Black Stars Qatar 2022. Hisense, everyday prices for everyday people.
Peace FM, station with a vision. 104.3. Peace FM, Peace FM. 104.3. Peace FM.
It was here aka sima and watchy na me mami muso na yede pram to breakfast bono yede ababe somo Peace 104.3 FM ebusuya yeda ase biomu yeda ase say ye hu donti we fidie na da so da Peace 104.3 FM ebusuya wada roma me wa commercials kakrebe mesere we ni die mu na me fantu enim na fe me mami muso na yemfa pram to breakfast bono mbre onti ana pay wada roma me sha me commercials na se a me pacho bia na anapei senka wo ye mobile money edema wo bi nso ebia wadwene kosi so se ye betete wo a afi wo hu se bia wo diskane soma na wo kwa na se wo ye den em se wo wie free bibio na wo wie free se Vodafone cash no free ani Vodafone cash free inti anapei switch to Vodafone cash today, dial *110# and send money without extra charges. Only e-levy is applied. Vodafone, further together. And I pay bills be with fear as a mutiana. Okay, maybe chero quite simple cry obe to me dear tuya with bills near upesa utiana pay. You can pay your utility bills with ease through EcoBank. Simply pay your post-paid electricity, water bills or DSTV subscriptions conveniently on EcoBank platforms. Go ahead and select Pay Bills option on EcoBank Mobile or pay online through the EcoBank Internet Banking platform. You can also pay in person at any of the over 6,000 EcoBank Express points around the country or at any EcoBank branch. It's that simple. For convenient payment, always use EcoBank. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. About time be a wood team and a pay. Me pese me kanfo Kel Kids toothpaste at the mount. So what dish ye be a with the free in fear munu the copim in fiancia. And ye, a good pa. Emfaso a wobenya no edoso but mebo miensa so. So what the Kelkis toothpaste with the tree with this year nesia edin kan unsa kwada de ne se no epai fita osrea na wokra wakoma na wanane. Kelkis toothpaste edin kan ebema wo ba ne se no ebe pai fita afei ebebo wo ba no ne se ho ban na etoso miensa se enumka bia wo ho a ebeye enumka no na ama ese no ahoden. Kelkis toothpaste ema kwada no ne sere esen ye sere sa na me de sore so wadaro mana pay eyen kaibo e free Joy Industries edin Joy Industries de wote a oni enimu no ewia na najo yenso kane anhwenenim bibi e free Joy Industries babia no papa yen ene di Joy ointment ba ye so obeka ye durubire bi Ghana ha na honam ani yare atiatesie ni atutu ne din amfere wase dwiba wo say Joy Industries ba ye no enne Ghana ha unhunu bia honam ani yare ha no this bia won use Joy ointment da ye de fofora ba ye de boa mansan we no ya de a wapomudin no esipicita edin ne de Vical 20 Vical 20 no nye duro a ye kanfoma wa obekasa mpacho men yare debi Vical 20 no wontwen yare ansa na a wokobe okura wonam wonnim bia na extra time na wode nam no wonnom Vical 20 a sojafo awu mu no benya hoden yare bia ba wo meka na to hokura wokura wo hu se yare ne baaye enti na pay me kanfo Vical 20 de maw Vical 20 no enye immune booster keke Vical 20 the ultimate immune booster. It is made from 100% herbs, known for boosting the immune system to fight diseases and infections. So there you are. Vical 20 is your ultimate immune system support for general well-being. Nemu me kane saa esi achirichirim kakra. Enchechemu a wo ne se Vical 20 no nipekuo miensa omuntumi numbi. Edin kan ye oba wafa yefunu. Atoso mienu oba wo makwada nufuo. Etoso miensa akwada won dim brumfie du miensa nipekuo miensen mo de mo nka ho okọ drugstore bia eben wa obenya Vical 20 etufo na mo be frɛ 0244 585531 and I say 0244 876321